Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this year's NEET PG is just a few days away and I feel very nostalgic because I was actually about to appear for this year's NEET PG. This was actually my target year, and sometimes I feel that it is such destiny, it is the power of destiny so much that I'm not appearing for this year's PG anymore, and I have already taken admission. But this year's exam is very special to me because I was supposed to appear for this, although I'm not appearing, but this year's exam is really special to me. I have gone through this phase of the last week, which is such a turmoil. You have so much of things going on in your mind, a different kind of a feeling, a mixture of all sorts of emotions. You are mixed with so much that you can't even express what you're feeling. Every moment you feel something different, something new, and there's a lot of anticipation going on in your mind. You don't know what's going to happen. You are tensed, you're prepared, but still you feel you're not prepared. Sometimes you see one question, you see something that you have not read before, and then you get tense that, oh my god, I have not gone through this, I don't remember this, I don't remember that. There are a lot of things going on, and mostly people feel very low at this point. Any small things happening is going to affect you a lot more. You become mentally so fragile during this time that even small things affect us so much. And I understand all of this because I have gone through this. But believe me, you're not alone. Everybody who is going through this phase is experiencing similar situation, is experiencing similar emotional and mental balance at this point. But we need to understand that the person who is able to maintain their emotional quotient very wisely during this portion of your life, that person is going to be a winner, because you need to handle things in a very wise and a mature way. This week, believe me, this week is one such week in your life that you will never ever forget. But to be very honest, once you cross this phase, once you become a resident, first year, second year, whatever branch you take up, once you become a resident, your life is going to be filled with new problems. In every day you're going to face new things in your residency, so you will not even remember what you went through. Now I look back that just 4 or 5 months I have been into residency, but I don't remember what happened to me during that time. I don't usually remember those days in my life that I've passed. Those were very hard days of my life. But if I sit down to think that those moments, it still gives me goosebumps. But every new day is a challenge in residency, so you don't really think, so those moments, those weeks that I've passed, those months that I've struggled for my preparation, they do not come to me spontaneously. I have to remember them. I have to remind myself of those moments. Only then I get reminded of those days. Otherwise, these days are not going to haunt you for the rest of your life, believe me. So face this week with a lot of strength, a lot of courage, a lot of confidence, because you are just on the verge of finishing the last lap of your exam, the supposedly hardest part of your life. But believe me, this is not the hardest part of your life. You have a lot more hard days to come your way in residency, in life, in the near future. So this is not the hardest part of your life, but this is worth remembering. These moments that you're passing, these days that you're passing, this will give you goosebumps later on when you will remind yourself of these moments. So different people feel differently during this phase, but what I want to suggest through my video is some last moment tips that you need to remember. You need to be very conscious and cautious about these things before your exam. So to begin with, last week actually should be focused completely on revision and no new things, nothing. If you have notes, short notes, you have jotted down the points, you have made your own handwritten notes in point-wise manner, you have highlighted, those are your gold mine for this time. You should definitely go through high yield revision material at this point and focus completely on solving MCQs. At this point, every day you must be solving MCQs, custom models preferably, because you cannot solve 200 questions every day now. But you still have to keep solving a few questions, even if it is 20, even if it is 10, but you still need to keep solving. And at this point, do not stress yourself out. Just go through the memory intensive areas and do not stress yourself. If you need more sleep, more rest, more food, give yourself that, because your body and your mind will need more during this time, because it is going through a lot. So take care of your emotion, your mind, take care of your body. Eat healthy, sleep well, do not overthink on anything. I know this is the time people keep overthinking about small things in life. If you're facing something difficult, like life is not same for everybody. If you are facing a new problem in your life, then I would request you to just keep that problem at a halt for few days. Just after your NEET PG, you can sit down and think about that problem the entire day. So just a few days, just shut down your mind, just shut everything off your life and just focus on the day that is approaching, the day of your exam. You will have enough time to think about anything and everything after your exam, but right now it's more important to stay healthy and concentrated. Now coming to the exam day, the day before the exam, you should have at least 8 hours of sleep. You should be able to sleep very, very well. I hope that you are maintaining your sleep-wake cycle already during this last week of your preparation. On the day of the exam, please take all your documents, keep them ready one day before and reach well before time. And please do not panic. Even if something wrong is happening to you, just remember the thing that I told you, that God will keep your water still. So do not worry, have faith in God, have faith on yourself, just be concentrated. And when you're going to sit for the exam, just before the exam, do not think of anything. Just shut down your mind. Just don't think of anything. I know that is the time when all the negative thoughts and all sorts of thoughts of the world comes to you. Sometimes it happens to some of us, but do not think of anything. Just shut your mind, just cool your mind and just think of God or any power that you believe in. Just think of that power. Just think that God is with you. God will be with you. You just have to believe in God. Once the paper comes, just read the instructions once again. You know the instructions, but still read the instructions once again. And the moment you start solving the questions, you have to maintain equal pace throughout the paper. You have to divide the paper into certain slots, like you have 3.5 hours. So I will suggest you the last half an hour, keep that for your review questions or your revision or anything. The last half an hour should be kept at hand, especially for the review questions. And the remaining 3 hours should be broken down into 45 minutes, like 45, 45, 45, 45, like that. And in each 45 slots, you have to do 50 questions. So like that, 45, 45, 45, 45, 50, 50, 50, 50, which means you're going to complete 200 questions in 3 hours. Isn't it? That's what I did, so I shared that with you, which means that you are not going to get even 1 complete minute for 1 question. You are getting even less than that. So keep that in mind. If you are seeing some questions which are short, which are memory based, then do not spend much time on that. You have to balance that time. That time that you're extracting out of that easy and a short question has to be spent on a longer question, long stem question. So you should be able to maintain the time very, very well. Keep a very well balance and do not mark many questions for review. If you get stuck at a particular question and if you're really thinking hard and straining yourself hard but still not getting the answer, then I have told you to skip the question and do not carry the burden of the last question with you. Move on to the next question and then continue for a few more questions and then come back to that question. You are supposed to get an answer to that question by that time. Now in NEET PG, there's one thing which I also want to share. Like if you have 4 options in which you have said that which of the following statement is true or false or something like that, then if you're not getting any answer, then usually the longest sentence, the longest option is the right answer. So that is, this is not, again, it is not a rule at all, but I would want to share that with you because I saw this in one of the questions last year as well. Apart from that, I've already explained everything in my other video. So that 3.5 hours is going to be your day. Whatever will happen to you will happen for the good. So I wish God be with each one of you on the day of your exam, and all the best to all of you, and I wish all of you do very, very well in the exam. Thank you so much.